Maybe the whole reason you chose to click on this video was to see if you still remember the whole entire story of Vagabond. Maybe this random dude on internet might have found some cool reference or easter eggs in the manga that maybe you forgot or missed out upon, so you subconsciously decided to click on this video. If you are here for the exact reason, then I'm really sorry for you guys, because I'm not here to give you some cool facts or retell the entire story of Vagabond. I'm just here to chill around with you guys and just, remind you of how me or we both as readers felt while reading through this outstanding masterpiece that is Vagabond. Was it that random TikTok edit? Was it that random Instagram reel? Or was it that beautiful manga panel you found while scrolling through Twitter or Facebook, which you immediately set as a wallpaper? Or was it that unusual recommendation from a goofy friend of yours? No matter how you found out the title name of this manga, it was set that one day you were destined to appreciate this masterpiece. No matter if you're spoiled half of the story by a YouTuber named Berserk Dude in a manga review, or some random guy ranting on Twitter on how good this manga was, right now you do realize that no matter what amount of spoiler we went through, nothing was spoiled of how good reading through it, page after page, will actually feel like. Now, have I tickled some memories in your mind? Okay, do you actually remember the first time that you actually, went up the effort and read Vagabond? Okay, see, this is the first step of our journey towards Vagabond. Now, you see, when you open up the first page of this manga, immediately you are to dive into this vast world of old Japan in the midst of an internal war within that country. In such a dark setting, we meet an eager, brave, and hyperactive boy, Shinmen Takezo, a boy who is in the dire seek of strength, a boy who involves himself in countless amount of battles to be named invincible under the sun, a boy to be the greatest swordsman to who have no equal under the heavens. The plot of this kind of story, where there are comparisons in strength and miracles, where the art of battle, emotional, mental, or physical, are perfectly set by the author. Especially being known that the character we are about to observe also has emotions to hurt, body to break, and quest to complete. What I am trying to tell you guys is that the interesting part of reading this kind of manga, okay, Vagabond, Berserk, Vinland Saga, or even maybe Steel Ball Run, is that this kind of manga have such a philosophical depth in them that maybe even a character stubs his toe into the door, us, viewers are to think that was it emotional, was it philosophical, or was it just mental? You are to think. Now, as you are enjoying through this manga, you are racing through the chapters and the first half of the story is completed. We see action, betrayal, ego, lust, wrath, and greed. We are so into this story, there is simply no going back. You care about nothing. There are times in the story where us, the readers, are to think whether the actions of now, Miyamoto Musashi, are right or wrong. We simply do not care. We want more battles raging, fire burning, and swords clashing until we get introduced to a certain Zen Buddhist monk named Soho Takuan. Now it's time for a little breather, little talk between you and me, okay? I'll present you two pictures. This picture and this picture, okay? And tell me they do not look similar, okay? Because while I was reading the story, this person right here, the monk, the Buddhist monk, I kind of fairly realized that this person, the illustrator of this manga, the beautiful drawer, Mr. Takehiko Inoue, the person I would like to call him the God Hand for his marvelous artwork, and I thought they looked pretty similar. And if you also do, comment down below. And also, while you're at it, subscribe, because I'm trying to reach 200 subscriber and it is only 50 away. So thank you for watching the video. Let's continue to watch the video, and welcome to hell, my friend. Now, anyways, getting back to our discussion, okay? For me, or shall I say for all of the readers that were reading this manga, this teacher-like character, this Buddhist monk, Soho Takuan, really changed the perspective of every readers and even the main character of the story, okay? And before going to this vast explanation of this character, I want to tell you a little quote that I heard or found in the internet. The dream begins most of the time with a teacher who believes in you, who talks you and pushes you and leads you towards the next plateau of life, sometimes poking you with a sharp stick called truth. Quoted by none other than American journalist and commentator Don Rather. Now, as we are introduced to this teacher figure in the life of the main character, we are now exploring this beautiful situation set up by the author. The situation now opening our eyes as we are to see the difference in the life between Miyamoto Musashi and Takezo Shinmen. Yes, they are the same person, but Takezo Shinmen was portrayed as this ember of fire blinded within the darkness, confused either to burn it all or burn himself. But seeing that, Soho Takuan wanted to help him and to get himself free of those lonely and dark places. Takuan the monk was the turning point in this whole entire story. He doesn't teach how to fight with a sword, but with perspective. He presented himself as like a mirror, forcing Musashi to see himself and what he was running away from in his life. As a person born in Nepal, where all kind of religion are living in kind of a harmony at this point, Buddhism is a major part of our country. Now, born in the country where the last known reincarnation of Buddha was born, we are to learn some of the teachings of Buddha in the school. Now, okay, let me be clear. It has been a very long time since I left school. But as I remember, one of the major ideas that I found out myself while visiting some of the Buddha stupas and monastery in the school that perfectly matched with the theme of Vagabond is to take a step back and love. You see, we are to realize that Takezo wasn't fighting others, he was fighting himself. He was fighting his loneliness and the need to prove his worth to the world. Takuan made Takezo aware of it and helped him turn into the Miyamoto Musashi we now know of. Alongside the main character, we get to know that the strongest doesn't seek the sword. He seeks himself. Now, getting back to the idea of taking a step back and the concept of love, which Miyamoto Musashi never got from his late father. Our main character now sees the world as a different space. Of course, there is a world to conquer, but also a world to observe and enjoy. He now starts to do things that he had never done before. Now in the story, he has started to carve wood and make the wooden sculptures of mini Buddha. And he has also found out about his new emotion of love within himself towards his close friend Otsu, whose mother-in-law passed away and his fiancée left her for the pleasure of another woman. Our main character has also realized to help others in need, the meaning of hard work and the sweet fruits of labor from the hard work. Us readers who are able to resonate even a little with the message that this manga brings you, we all know that it is truly incomprehensible. The sense of peace and freedom that you get after reading this such captivating manga drawn detail to detail in such a fascinating way with a little personal touch of emotion by Takehiko Inoue is the sole reason I would like to call him the god hand of manga industry. Every panel of this manga that you read just doesn't feel like a manga panel. Okay? Just doesn't limit itself to a manga panel. Every panel you read feels like you're looking into the art gallery of a well-renowned artist you ever imagined to even meet. And in this kind of story where art and story both mixed together makes such a strong point in regards to this whole manga, you feel like every second your life has passed. You bring up a point in your life and just remember that Vagabond isn't just finished. You haven't just not finished reading Vagabond. It is growing upon you, okay? Every life lesson, every kind of point in life that you feel like I can resonate a little bit with Vagabond, you feel like it is growing up on you, and it is, ladies and gentlemen, the most wholesome feeling and the most purest true feeling that you should have after getting such connected with such kind of stories, and to enjoy the art and the story of such an important person in the history of Japan, not only Japan, the world, to all the philosophers out there, Miyamoto Musashi. I can say that I'm truly glad I had the opportunity to read this beautiful world and observe this beautiful world of Vagabond.